Okay, so how's that? Did you enjoy that? Pretty good experience? So, you notice how now you're taking more of a leadership role here. You're starting to take risks when it comes to the suggestions you're giving. Before, it's pretty much risk-free because you're working with their experience. Now you're working through their experience. In other words, you're using elements of their experience. Everyone has experienced coolness and warmth, right? Everyone has experienced a breeze or an absence of a breeze. Everyone has experienced comfort or discomfort and so on. So now you're taking these building blocks of experiences to recreate something new, which may be related to something they've already had or something they wish they'd had and so on. Does that kind of make sense? So now what we want to do is we want to start taking that a little bit further in terms of how much control we have of their inner environment. Do you have a quick question? Yeah. Do you want to come up? Sure. Judging the height, which one turns on?
That's okay. I had a little trouble.
Do you bring yourself close enough so everyone can hear? Otherwise, exactly.
I had a little trouble. When I was asking the questions, I find myself going into interrogating mode, and I wasn't doing the practice. And because it's new to me, and I'm like learning to use a new tool, and I'm using it all.
Sure, I understand. So what do you mean by interrogation mode?
Well, instead of asking him questions to get clues, observing him, to seeing if the beach water cold, and he gives me a physical or visual response that it's not, that it's warm.
Sure.
Instead of asking questions that would lead to getting the information that I was looking for, I started asking questions to just question him.
Give me an example
to
of a question.
Interrogate. The water is cold. And then his response was, no, it's not.
Right.
So it became a conversation rather than an exercise covert.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
So you know when you ask those questions, right? So all we need to do at this point is throw in a language. You remember the language softness from yesterday?
I wasn't here yesterday. I think that's what it is.
I
just got here today.
I understand.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. Say hello, Luis. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll put you together.
I'll catch up, yeah. They're gonna
we'll put you together with one of the
Sure.
assistants to catch you up. So this is where some of the language exercises yesterday was all about.
Oh, okay.
There's something we'll call language softener. I'll just go through very quickly just now. It'll be a good reminder for everyone.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, this seems to be interesting, isn't it? Is this the page we're looking for? No. Okay, we'll better carry on. Are these the experiences that he needs? No, but we know what this means, right? I'm just checking. Did we cover this yesterday? Yeah? Okay. Oh, hold on a sec. What about this? Is that what we're looking for? So do you see these words, maybe, begin to, could, and so on? I would call these, or at least I would call them, language softeners. They make things less concrete. So perhaps you can look at this thing and begin to make sense of it. Perhaps begin to. You could look at this stuff and start introducing it into your questions, and that might help you getting a less, shall we say, aggressive response. Maybe if you did that, they would start having the experience and evaluating for themselves, and then gradually you'd be able to actually read the signals rather than actually having to demand a response. Does that make sense to you? Thank you. And we'll make sure we catch you up on this stuff. Any other? Say again? I promise to catch you. It'll be easy, believe me. Any other questions or comments? Come on up.
There's 4 questions today.
It's a good thing.
This is more out of curiosity.
Get a little closer so the mic's picked up.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Can you hear the back? Okay.
All right. So this is more out of complete curiosity, and I think I already know the answer myself.
Okay.
But anyhow, I'm just still wanting a confirmation of it.
Sure.
When you're going into trance and you're going through the visualization, but you might find that as you're going into trance, you actually go completely off topic in your mind. Like you stay in that relaxed trait, you completely lose everything the person's saying.
Sure.
Can you still get hypnotic gifts within that? Completely losing everything that they have.
And what do you believe the answer to that might be?
I believe the answer is yes, but I just wanted to confirm that I'm still
I would
on
agree
track.
with your answer.
Yes.
I would agree with it quite extensively, in fact.
So it's still a good sign of trance, even if you just completely,
Yes.
your mind just completely races
Because
off from it.
what you are describing right now is to do with consciousness rather than with experience. In other words, you're quite capable of having an unconscious experience of one thing, whilst consciously you're in a completely different area, having something completely different. And for those of you who want to have a daily example of that, have you ever felt really happy or really upset for no reason you could figure out? Right? It's like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know, I just feel really bad. Or I feel great. Why? I don't know, I just feel great. Right? That's where your conscious attention and your unconscious attention are on totally different things. That's an exact classic example. In hypnosis, in fact, we'll be getting on to how to do exactly that later on tonight. So
it's all good.
it's all good.
Step
It's
ahead.
very good. So we all good? Go ahead. Just for you.
I had quite amazing experience when I was talking about like floating.
Get a little bit closer. There you go. That's it.
The water, warm water, and Sean told me that I have to imagine something like unimaginable, that I have a suit that makes my body warm no matter what. It doesn't matter what water is. And then he asked me what I want, and I said I want safe floating, and he said your suit protects you no matter where you go. And it brought total different meaning to the whole thing. It doesn't matter what's going on. I'm protected, I'm safe, and comfort, like talking about comfort and ease and everything. So he didn't go with like water cold or warm or breeze or no breeze. He just...
So he's gone the other direction, which is like, oh, let's not take any chances here. Let's just give you what makes it my reality real for you too, right?
Exactly, and it worked like perfectly.
Absolutely, exactly. Because he gave you an option of like, he actually did give you an option in terms of here's a suit, and by the way, you can do this. Are you cool with that? Sure. Because if you said here's a suit and you'll be warm whenever, and you went, I don't like suits, right? At that point, I hope a hypnotist should be able to go, oh, hang on a second, there's something not quite right here, or it could be something else. Okay, like what? I don't know. What is it that keeps you warm and safe? Oh, it's like a blanket. That's right, an underwater blanket. Right?
Yeah.
So you still have that negotiation going on. You have a lot of scope with this stuff, don't you? So it's an excellent experience. Thank you for sharing that. Come on up.
Well, we had a very nice experience. I'm just not 100% sure that we did what we were supposed to do.
No, it happens.
It seemed to be that he kept going to his past experience,
Right, that's fine.
as opposed to like my creating a new experience based
Sure.
on an older
Sure.
experience.
And that's fine. It'll happen sometimes, especially if they're so closely correlated. They'll take themselves to that as an example of what you're talking about. There's no big deal with that.
Okay.
The bigger issue is, have you been able to create an experience inside their mind that they really haven't told you much about?
Okay.
That's the key thing. Have you all done something like
Yeah.
that?
Okay.
You've created an experience inside their mind that wasn't there before and that they haven't told you about. You've only got some loose general directions about, right? In time, you can actually do this where you just select experiences for them, be it a mountainside or swimming in the water or whatever it is. And you give them enough selection and you observe which one they respond to best and go, I think today, if I were you, I'd go to the mountainside. And inside they're going, yes! How did you, oh, I want to go to the mountain, yes! Right? And meanwhile you're going like, thank you for telling me. Do you see where we're going with this?